5-year-old boy was running down the streets of Konoha, crying his eyes out. Why was he crying? Because he had a mob of drunk villagers and some shinobi after him. Today was October 10th, exactly 5 years after the attack of the Kyuubi. The villagers thought that they should finish what the fourth started by killing the fox. Naruto had just purchased a deck of cards in hopes of being able to play a little with the Hokage on his 5th birthday. Alas, that didn't seem to be an option right now. Naruto suddenly felt a sharp pain in the back of his right leg, forcing him to fall flat on his face. On closer inspection he noticed that there was a kunai sticking out of the back of his thigh. Not one to surrender that easily, Naruto forced himself up on his feet to continue running. He barely made it 100 yards before he felt the same pain in his left leg, forcing him once again to fall down. He didn't make it up in time before the mob quickly surrounded him. "Nowhere to run now, you little demon," shouted one of the villagers. Please, don't hurt me, I haven't done anything to you," Naruto begged as he tried to get up, only to receive a kick to the face. "Yes you have, you killed hundreds of people 5 years ago, you little demon. Don't act like you don't remember," shouted the villager who had delivered the kick. "But tell you what, I'm going to be merciful today and finish you off fast," he said and held up a kunai. Naruto watched in horror as the knife descended upon him. All he felt before he blacked out was a sharp pain in the chest. Naruto opened his eyes weakly, only to quickly close them again as he was greeted by a blinding white ceiling. "Am I dead?" he asked himself with a raspy voice. "No Naruto, you're perfectly fine. You're in a hospital," said an aged voice to Naruto's right. Naruto quickly opened his eyes and turned to the direction of the voice. "Ji-chan," he exclaimed, seeing the smiling face of the Hokage. "How can I still be alive? That knife hit me in the chest," he asked and subconsciously put a hand on his chest. "Yes it did, but it didn't reach your heart," said the Hokage and held up a deck of cards with a pierce mark in the middle. "It seems that this deck was in the way, stopping the kunai just before it hit your heart," he said, and Naruto started scratching his head. "But how is that possible? Those are the cards I bought today. But I didn't put them in my chest pocket. I had them in my pants," Naruto said, making the Hokage raise an eyebrow. "Are you sure about that, Naruto-kun?" he asked, and Naruto nodded. 100% old man. I know because I scratched my hand on my keys when I put them there," the boy said and looked the Hokage in the face with a grin. "It seems Lady Luck came to my rescue, doesn't it?" he asked, and the Hokage chuckled. "That it does, Naruto-kun. That it does. Now on to other matters," he said and turned serious. "It appears that you cannot defend yourself properly and it is unsafe for you to live on your own. Therefore, I have decided to let you move into the Sarutobi household and take you on as my apprentice," the Hokage said, making Naruto go wide-eyed. Are you serious, old man?" he asked, and the Hokage nodded. Naruto got a huge smile on his face before glomping the Hokage, shouting aloud, "Yada!" That could be heard all over the village. Once the Hokage had managed to get out of the death grip, he walked over to the door with Naruto following. "Now Naruto, are you ready to come with me?" the Hokage asked, and Naruto nodded, but before he left the hospital room, he turned around and picked up the deck of cards. "This will be my good luck charm from now on," he said before leaving with the Hokage. 10 years later. I know. Why such a long time skip? Because I don't want to go in on Naruto's training, except for the recap that comes now. The old Hokage was sitting in his office, watching as Naruto walked towards the academy with a smile on his face through the crystal ball. Why was he smiling? Today was the day he would become a genin. In the 10 years Naruto had been training with the Hokage, he had learned lots of things. He had mastered the tree climbing, the water walking, the leaf balancing and kunai balancing chakra control exercises. He had excellent taijutsu skills, average genjutsu and excellent ninjutsu. His preferred weapon of choice was his huge amount of playing cards. These playing cards were made of chakra paper and the same material one Hoshigaki Kisame's sword is made of. Naruto would pour the Kyuubi's chakra into a card, making it highly explosive. He had invented 3 techniques with his cards and 1 technique where he uses dices. The Hokage chuckled as he remembered when Naruto found out about the Kyuubi. Flashback no jutsu 5 years ago. Naruto and the Hokage were sparring when Naruto remembered something, making him stop what he was doing. "Nay, Sarutobi-sensei?" he asked, and the Hokage raised his eyebrows, indicating that he was listening. "When I was attacked 5 years ago, one of the villagers said that I had killed hundreds of people 10 years ago." What did he mean by that? Naruto asked, and Sarutobi sighed. "I knew this day would come," he said, and sat down on a bench. "Sit down, Naruto-kun," he said, and motioned for Naruto to sit down next to him, which he did. "Now Naruto-kun, remember what happened 10 years ago?" Sarutobi asked, and Naruto nodded. "Yeah, the Kyuubi attacked, right?" Naruto asked. Sarutobi nodded. "Yes, you may have heard that the Yondaime killed it, but that's not true. No mortal could kill a Biju. He did, however, seal it. He sealed it inside a newborn baby boy. That boy was you, Naruto," he said, and looked to see a shocked Naruto. "So that's why everyone hates me," Naruto said quietly after a few minutes of silence. "They all think I'm the Kyuubi. But I'm not, right?" "No, you're not. It was the Yondaime's final wish that the village should see you as a hero, but sadly, he underestimated the power of hate. I tried my best to make the villagers not hate you, but I failed. I could only do the next best thing. I made a law, stating that should anyone of the older generation tell the children about the Kyuubi, they would immediately be executed." Sarutobi said, and Naruto nodded slowly. "Then I just have to show them that I'm not the Kyuubi, but Uzumaki Naruto, future Hokage," Naruto exclaimed, pumping his fist into the air. Flashback no jutsu. Kai. Naruto calmly walked into the academy, ignoring all the glares sent his way by the teachers. He thanked Lady Luck for letting him only be in the academy for the exams. He stopped outside the designated classroom, waiting for the teacher to let him in as he knocked. Yumino Iruka was standing in front of the class, ready to start the exams when he heard a knock on the door. When he opened, he saw a 15-year-old blonde kid with black steel-toed boots, black cargo pants, and a black trench coat. On his bare chest he had 4 card tattoos. Ace of Diamonds, Ace of Spades, Ace of Clover, and Ace of Hearts. "Yo, Sarutobi-sensei told me to give you this," Naruto said, and handed Iruka a piece of paper before stepping into the classroom. Iruka read the paper and nodded before closing the door and taking his spot in front of the class. "Okay class, this is Uzumaki Naruto. He will be joining us for the exams," he said, and all the students were outraged. "What? That's bullshit. Why can he just come in here and take the exams when we've had to endure 6 years just sitting behind a desk?" yelled a boy with a small dog on his head. "Because I was privately taught by the Hokage," Naruto said in a bored tone, making the class go wide-eyed. When no one said any more, Iruka motioned for Naruto to take a seat. Naruto sat down on the bottom row, next to the boy with the dog, before pulling out a deck of cards that he spread around on the desk, causing everyone, including Iruka, to lean over to see what he was doing. He closed his eyes and randomly pulled out a single card from the spread around deck. "Ace of Spades, and I'll pass," he said to himself, and opened his eyes to look at the card. When he turned it over, everyone were on the edge to see if he got it right. The card turned out to be Ace of Spades. Naruto smiled to himself before gathering all the cards again. "It seems Lady Luck smiles upon me today," he said. "That's bullshit," exclaimed the boy with the dog. "I bet the whole deck is full of aces," he said, and Naruto smiled before showing him the cards to reveal a perfectly legitimate deck. "I never cheat," he said simply, and put the cards back into the coat inner pocket. At least not when gambling. During the years, Naruto had become a huge gambling addict. He gambled so often that he could rival Tsunade of the Sannin. The only difference was that Naruto actually won when he gambled. Enko had vowed to never play strip poker with him ever again. "Okay then, let's begin the exams," Iruka said, and started handing out papers. Naruto has never believed in destiny or fate or shit like that. He did however believe in Lady Luck. She seemed to have been on his side his whole life. How else would he survive all those beating he had received? Needless to say he aced the exams. I've decided to leave Mizuki out of this. He's not a teacher in this FIC. Now Naruto was calmly walking back to the Sarutobi estates when he bumped into the purple-haired number 1 scariest Tokubetsu Junin, otherwise known as Mitarashi Anko. Good day Anko-chan, Naruto said making the kunoichi turn around. Naru-chan, long time no see, she exclaimed with a grin. Yes, it's been a year hasn't it? Naruto asked and Anko nodded. Yes, I believe we haven't seen each other since that poker game, she said with a pout. I really lost big time huh? Yeah, but technically, you also won. Oh, how exactly did I win by taking my clothes off? You got to see me get knocked out by a nosebleed, Naruto said and Anko grinned. Oh yeah, I completely forgot about that, she said and puffed out her chest. Who knew that you couldn't stand seeing these? She asked and grabbed her breast and jiggled them around making Naruto blush. Please stop doing that, he said and looked away. Why, are you uncomfortable? Anko asked and hugged him from behind, pressing her breasts against his back. No, not at all, it's just that I might pass out again, Naruto said and Anko let go. Ah, you're no fun, she said and Naruto grinned, pulling out a deck of cards. I could be fun if you decided to play a game of poker with me, and at this Anko marched of. But not before shouting never.